Hello guys, this is Pearly Gardener, targeted individual Australia. Since birth, awakened 2014 or 2016, and the second time around, awakened this year. Since birth and got sold out to Australian Security Intelligence Organization in Australia in the year 2000. Anyway, this video, guys, is only a continuation of the honey traps episode, because actually I missed to mention a few of my honey trap or love interests. There was that one that I forgot his name in high school. His name is Domingo Sabado. He is actually from Tarlac. And he was my high school batchmate. And what I can remember about this guy was that there was a situational scenario when he invited me on his wedding, and he actually he danced with me. So while we were dancing, I don't know how old I was at that time. If it was after graduation, then maybe I was 18 or 19 years old. And then we were dancing, and he said to me, "Oh, you know what? If you're going to say yes to me, like to have relationship with him, I will cancel the wedding tomorrow." Something like that. But I never had any like romantic or I wasn't attractive to him at all and everything like that. Yeah, so that's one of the honey trap love interests in high school. And then what else that I missed? The Jehovah's Witness honey traps or love interests, and the one in Maryland's congregation, in Maryland's English congregation, the two brothers Roy and Ron, the Italian two brothers. I don't know, maybe the Hive Mind team knew about this, that and they got my brain frequency, my emotional synaptic response, that I was kind of like have a crush on him, to brother Roy or something like that. And then Ron had a crush on me. There was those like instances that he was like, showing interest in me, something like that. He always like helped me out and everything, things like that. But now I'm awakened, I realized that it was all part of the script. It was all part of the manipulation and deception, so that they can come up with my lots of emotional synaptic response from me. And even the first time that I got awakened, what I remember was that when I asked Brother Ron to keep my passport, my Australian passport, and then I think it was only one night he kept it for me, and then I already realized that he took part of that, and then that was when I asked him to return it, things like that. So a lot of things also when I was with them, like in a group, like in Maryland's congregation, to go for witnessing house to house. And now I realized, like, all of these people, like house to house that we did, like house to house, the householder where we knock on doors. Now I realized that those were perps. Those were just all by manipulation and deception. It was all conversational scenarios and situational scenarios. And during that time, I haven't have a job yet, and I got harassed psychologically, like, oh, you knock on the door and the householder will say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I got job interview," and things like that. So those were the things that I can remember. And so in Maryland's English congregation, these two brothers, Roy and Ron, love interest, and for sure the Hive Mind team, they got my brain frequency on that. So that's what I can just remember about these two fake Jehovah's Witnesses. And then the Auburn congregation, yeah, now I remember this one. I remember this Portuguese brother named Pedro. I think his name was Pedro. And well, I don't even know if the story was true, that he was actually a single father. He had a son and stuff like that. And also that he used to have a relationship with this Korean sister named Yuri. I think Yuri, and they broke up, things like that. and and then I had a party at my apartment at that time in Wentworthville, and I've invited lots of JWs from the Spanish congregation, from Maryland's congregation, and also from the Auburn congregation. I can't remember what year it was, because we moved into Wentworthville housing from 2009, I think, to 2019 or 2000, yeah. So and of course, again, the Hive Mind team, they already got lots of my emotional synaptic response, brain frequency. They know the brain frequency when you're in love and things like that. All the feeling of being in love and things like that, being sad, all kind of types of emotions they have. So I even wrote a love letter, I think, to that brother Pedro. And now I realize everything was all by manipulation and deception. It was all conversational scenario. It was all situational scenario. I even gave gifts to his son at that time. Anyway, so moving on. So another one in Auburn congregation, I forgot his name now. There was this scenario where lunchtime at my place, wherein Sister Mele, the Tongan sister, was acting weird. She was acting weird. I was thinking that she was jealous that I'm serving food to this brother. I forgot his name, but he's Australian. He was Australian. So that's one thing. That's another one thing. Love interest. That was because they have to come up with the Hive Mind team. They have to come up with consistent. It should be, what should be your reaction, like if it's consistent. And then they have to verify that, and they have to store that to the remote neural monitoring data. They have to have the response statistics. That's the term for that. And until they verified it, if my emotional synaptic response was consistent, and that's the one that they're going to store in their remote neural monitoring data. And that's when they already have the memory management, right? Okay, so the last one was this guy from Melbourne. What I can remember, I can't remember his name, but this brother was introduced by, now I realize as well, this couple, Brother Pablo and Grace. They are both Chilean, the Spanish speaking, from the Auburn congregation. Now I realize as well, now that I'm awakened, that both of these couple are actually also fake Jehovah's Witness. And they've introduced that brother to me, that brother from Melbourne, and they've invited us to have 3 nights or 4 nights camping in Coringay Chase. And then I had the chance to spend time with this brother from Melbourne, and he was telling me stuff like, oh, you know what, I actually suffers depression, like after 6 months I get severe depression, like that. And then after back of my mind, of course, the Hive Mind team knew about this. I was thinking like, oh no, this guy, I will not like this guy. I don't have a future with this guy. Like in my mind, I was thinking that way, like, oh, I will not have a future with this brother because he suffers depression. I want someone who can look after me, not someone that I have to look after. Yeah, so these are the honey traps love interest that infiltrated my life, right? So that's just the continuation of the honey traps, what do you call this one, honey traps, that I missed to mention. And also in this video I will include now just an update, like a psyop by the Hive Mind team using 2xMETHOD. Okay, one that I can remember. I remember the mechanic. It was a Filipino mechanic, Richard, his name. And I got to know this perp mechanic when my mamita and I when mamita and I listed our freezer. We because mom used to make spring rolls like that in sausages, so we bought this freezer at Bingley, and we only use it for a year. And then when we moved into Seven Hills, we put it on the marketplace on Facebook, and not knowing that this guy Richard, he came to buy it for $150 with another guy, and he told me that he was a mechanic. So that's how I got to know this guy, that he was a mechanic. And the first time he fixed my car, I don't know how much I paid, if I only paid $50 at that time, I think. And then the first time he fixed the car, he said nothing wrong with the battery, because at that time I just changed the battery of my car. So why should it be the battery the problem? So I think after he fixed it, after 3 days again, it wasn't working again. I can't start the car again. So I have to call him back again. So this is the 2xMETHOD psyop that you do, Hive Mind team and my handler, isn't it? You love it. You love it so much. And then today, I'm out of respect to these two women that have a special part in my heart. Out of respect, I won't mention their names. But today we had coffee, and the script was this. We went upstairs. I don't know if it was on 3rd floor. There was this, I forgot, I didn't get the name of this coffee shop. There we had a coffee shop, and they were saying to me, "Oh, what would you like?" And I said, "I want to have a latte." Oh, and then I feel like cake. Do they have passion fruit cake or cheesecake? For sure, Hive Mind team, you know what I like. You know everything about me, because you're God with the small letter G. You're God of this system of things. Yes, Satan follower. You are God. So when we went to this coffee shop, I think it was on 3rd floor. And then both of them asked me, "What would you like?" "I want to have latte." "Do they have passion fruit or cheesecake?" And then they came up to me and said, "Oh, Pearl, would you like to go somewhere else? Do you know any coffee shop here? Like because they don't have cheesecake or something like that." And then of course, I don't know if it was the technology inserted on my brain, but I know for sure that there, because I know the coffee shop downstairs next to Bread Top, the Emporium. So I suggested, let's go to the Emporium downstairs. So that's what happened. We went there. And I saw your blue killers, not the blue healers, your blue killers, the policemen. Well, for the record, actually, I like it when it's the police killers gang stalk me on the road and on foot. I'm not harassed. I'm not psyop at all, because they're all good looking anyway. So that's just the bonus, that I don't get harassed. But when you send me all this Indian mafia gang stalker, that's when no good. It doesn't make me feel good. Anyway, so we were there at Emporium, and yeah, your 2xMETHOD psyop. I'm not psyop at all. I enjoy the coffee and the catch up with my friends, with my scripted reality. And then tonight, wow, tonight. So Hive Mind team, how was my brain frequency? Did you get lots of synaptic emotional response? What did you get? What emotion did you get? Was it hate? Was it anger? Because when we were having book study, my housemates, these two minions housemates, the gang stalker broom broom driver here with his live-in partner. I don't even know if it's true that they're live-in partner. I don't even know if it's true that they're on a student visa or working visa. Yeah. They came home like they were acting like they were mad because they will have a dinner, and they just came and just inside and did whatever situational scenario, and then Sister Mappy said, "Oh, let's just move to the lounge and continue the study there." That's your 2xMETHOD PSY-OP. As if I got PSY-OP. Yeah. Anyways, okay, so that's just what I can remember with your 2xMETHOD PSY-OP. You know what, dear handler, in Hive Mind team, in surveillance team, Australian Security Intelligence Organization, and to assist, where is that? I wrote it. And to the Australian Australian Secret Intelligence Service, assist, and to the Australian Signals Directorate. Now I actually learned that the ASD, Australian Signals Directorate, are the one who handles electronic surveillance. Wow. You are the one responsible with all of sabotage on this compromised iPhone that you gave me. The irony of it all. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, dear handler. You are God with the small letter G. Okay, I know that I'm not stupid not to know that I'm not in a paradigm. You don't actually want me to go to South Australia in also in Perth, isn't it? For sure, even if I go there, you all have your minion there, but you have to organize that again. Yeah. My goodness. Anyway, I know that I'm in a paradigm, in a box. I'm not stupid. It's a hyper game theory. I'm just doing it to function and survive. Okay? And I know that 99.9% of all the people I had friendship with here in Australia since the first day I came, are all perps. And that includes the Filipino community. All of this, I will have to discuss all of my employment that you sabotaged, that you manipulated, scripted. That's gonna be a separate video about the employment. So I'm done with the honey trap love interest that you infiltrated in my life. So that's all for the update, and on the next video that I will record, I will have to give my review on this book by Dr. Robert Duncan, the How to Tame a Demon, and also to the ADS, Australian Directorate, what's the name again? Australian Signals Directorate, the one handles electronic surveillance. My goodness, for sure, do you know when I ordered this book, via Amazon apps, the first time I ordered it, the payment did not show in my Commonwealth Bank net bank. So that's why I did another order. And that's how you stuff up. You sabotage everything. Anyway, at least I have the option to return it and get another book. My goodness. And to my handler, you're narcissist too. Anyway, that's all the update, and with my next video that I will be recording, it's, yeah, like what I said, it's the book review of this book. Okay, that's all, guys, and God bless everyone, and until next video, follow my Facebook page, Pearl Gardener and Pearly Imbuido Gardener, while it's not hacked by the Australian Signals Directorate.